just give me a thumbs up when you.
Oh, okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for WSU Tech's annual Veterans Recognition Ceremony. Good morning. My name is Crystal Aluko, and I serve as the Director of Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity here at WSU Tech within People and Culture. We would like to thank and recognize all those among us who have been a part of our great U.S. military. We thank you and recognize your bravery, commitment, and service to our country. In addition, we want to acknowledge the families who have served alongside you, and last but not least, those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedoms. At this time, we are going to have a welcome from our WSU Tech President, Dr. Sherry Utash.
Thank you, Crystal, and good morning and welcome everybody on this historic day. Every year, November 11th, we celebrate Veterans Day, which denotes the end of World War I years ago. For many of you that know me, you know that I am very, very, very grateful to the service of our military. And I do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I have a personal piece for that. My husband was 21 years in the Air Force, and I understand and know the sacrifice that's made. Number two, I understand how families stand behind because, again, no one does great things without others with them. And so as we celebrate our veterans today, we also celebrate those that stand behind them at home, those that stand behind them in all of our military bases across the United States that are supporting the efforts. The other thing that I've had a great honor to do is I've been an honorary commander at McConnell Air Force Base for 3 years. And starting last January, I had the opportunity to serve as a Air Mobility Command Civic Leader. So I'm an AMC Civic Leader for McConnell Air Force Base at the federal level now. And just a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to go to Lackland Air Force Base and spend 3 days. So how many of you were trained at Lackland Air Force Base? Please put your hands up of our veterans. So I watched that. I watched it. I was telling a couple of people on our team that I know are veterans what we experienced. And I experienced young men and women doing things that, it blew me away. I actually was in a simulated, what we called war game, and it was very real. And frankly, because of some mistakes that were made, because of the great training that was being done at Lackland, we all died. But I will tell you, the next time around, we did not. So I think, there's so many things, and I witnessed them on the obstacle courses. I witnessed them in the war games. I witnessed them in the training labs. I watched them. And I will tell you that, and spent a lot of time with General Minahan, who's a 4-star general who oversees all the Air Mobility Command bases across the United States. Our nation is in good hands with our military. You can go to sleep at night, rest at night, knowing that General Minahan and all of his leadership are building warriors to keep us, protect us, to keep us free, and to make sure that the United States stays the United States. So on this very historical day, my utmost thank you and my graciousness and just sincerity to anyone that has served in the military, because it's a huge sacrifice. I appreciate it so much, and today is a day to honor you. And so before you finish this day, you make sure you hug a vet. Make sure that you hug somebody that's a veteran or an active military. Don't let the day go by without doing that. Be thankful, be grateful, and understand their sacrifice and understand why they do what they do. It certainly is not for the money. It's because they have a heart and a passion to protect and defend the United States of America. So with that, I'm happy to continue the program, and the morning flags will be raised by Jim Hall, our Dean of Aviation and Manufacturing, and the WSU Tech Color Guard. Thank you.
At this time, we have a slight shift on the program. We are going to acknowledge our American flag with our national anthem by our very own Mandy Faust.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you, Mandy. Doesn't that make you all proud? Yes. Next, we will have a Veterans Day statement from our very own Shannon Scalisi of the United States Air Force.
Good morning. Happy Veterans Day. Veterans, you have done your duty to your families, to your communities, and to the fallen comrades and to your country. You have honorably served your nation with great distinction, and we can never say it enough for your service in war and in peace. Thank you. So today we honor all our veterans who unselfishly placed their lives on the line for our freedom. Those men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, their lives, not for recognition or fame, or even the honor we bestow upon them today. They fought to protect our country, to maintain our way of life. I am veteran Shannon Scalisi. I serve with the United States Air Force with the 184th Security Forces Squadron, and I was stationed at McConnell Air Force Base, served 5 years. I was 36 years old, so I was not 18 and a young pup, but it was my last chance to enlist to serve my country. I knew that I would be leaving behind my 13-year-old daughter, Isabel, missing her birthday, my 9-year-old son, Max, that was suffering from complex partial seizures and wouldn't be able to be there for his doctor's visits, and my baby boy, Aiden, who I would miss his 3rd birthday. 9/11 changed it for me. It hit extremely close to home. I'm from the East Coast. My family's from the East Coast. I sacrificed being with my children so that I could do my part to make sure that they could go to school, sleep in a warm bed at night, and play outside safely in a country without fear. So, on September 23rd, 2014, I raised my hand and swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God. This was the oath that our veterans took when they unselfishly sacrificed their family, their homes, and their lives for our freedom. As we honor our veterans and remember their great deeds, let us also salute those who are currently fighting for our freedom. Thank you, and God bless.
Next, we have a student, Eva Weber, who is the president, a part of the President Student Advisory Council. She is the chair, so she will come with a Veterans Day poll.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answer to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others have died, and all of them deserve our pride. We are proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all of our rights. They fought through many days and nights, and though we may not know each name, we want to thank all veterans just the same. Thank you for your service.
So as we conclude this morning, I think it's most appropriate just to do a short moment of silence to think about all of those that gave their lives and laid their lives on the line for us, for our freedom. So I'm going to ask you to join me just in a short moment of silence, please. Thank you. As you lay your heads on your pillows tonight, just remember, there's people all over this world, Americans, that are fighting for your freedom, that are fighting to make sure that we can live in a world, like Shannon just said, where our kids can go out and play, and our grandkids, and that we can have warm homes, and that we can be free of war. Because that's the one thing, no matter what your generation is, everyone knows war. And we have so many good people that are fighting so that we don't have that in our country. So thank you so much. And again, lots of gratitude, lots of respect to all of our veterans. Those of you that are veterans that work at WSU Tech, I particularly want to thank you. Yes. I particularly want to thank you for your service.
Thank you all for joining us for our Veterans Day ceremony. At this time, this concludes our program. Thank you.